All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this chilly Saturday segment of Up and Moving. My name is Isaac. I'm joined here by my colleague Carmen. You've both seen us a lot here at Up and Moving. We're grad students here in the kinesiology and integrative physiology department here at Michigan Tech. And the goal of Up and Moving is to provide live at home and recorded workouts here for the Upper Peninsula. We want to keep everybody physically active during the pandemic as well as beyond. So today for our Saturday surprise workout, we're going to be doing a low impact lower body workout. So we're not going to have too much stress on our joints or anything. We're going to be very low impact. We're going to utilize our core. We're going to have a core circuit at the end. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to see some movements that you may not have seen here on Up and Moving too often. So we're going to be pretty creative here, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun. So what you're going to need for this workout this morning is just for the warm up and for potentially some stability or just to hold on to later on, any sort of a dowel or a broomstick that you can hold on to. Broomstick. I have this nice, it's a pretty big meter stick here in the lab, but anything that's sturdy that you can hold on to. That's great too. As long as you have a wide open space, some water, and a positive attitude this morning, I think we're ready to fire. So if you guys are ready to go here, just for a quick for a warm up here, let's start off with some overhead mobility. Let's start off getting into a Y press. You can look up to the sky. You can even have back up a little bit. Nice wide stance, about shoulder width apart. Go into a Y, look up at the sky. And then you can come straight down. And you come towards, touch the ground. You should feel a nice stretch in your hamstrings, keeping those legs relatively straight on the way down. Hold that for a few more seconds. And then you can come up nice and slow. And we'll come up to the top once again. And then we'll come right back down. Feel another nice stretch in our hamstrings. Maybe this time with our second rep, you might be able to go a little more towards the ground. You should have a little more flexibility this time around. If we're waking up, we're starting our day. Now we can come back up again, nice and slow. And we're going to go up to the top once more, but this time, while I'm in the Y position here, let's start going side to side. You should feel nice side bend. We're going to laterally side bend here. Go back and forth. So from the side angle here, all I'm doing is just have a nice little crunch in the side of my torso here. We'll go once more each way. All right, so now that I'm moving in front of this machine here a little bit. We're gonna go do a little bit of rotation here with this dowel in front of us. So we're just gonna be twisting. We'll go 3 times each side. Once, then we'll finish up and move on. All right, so now holding this dowel in front of us once again, I'm going to keep this right in front of me. I'm going to open my stance or keep it nice and wide, a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. And we're just going to be going side to side on a half lunge. We're not putting too much pressure on our lower limbs or anything. But as I go from side to side, if this knee's bending, I'm feeling a really nice stretch in my groin and in my hamstring on my straightened leg here. And I'm just holding this dowel in front of me just for some stability. So I'm not putting too much weight on that bent leg. I'm keeping my weight relatively stable in the center, but I should feel a really nice stretch in that straightened leg each side I go here. And it's nice to keep, as we're going here, to keep our butt back Keep our weight in the middle. We'll go 2 more each side. All right, so now last exercise with the dowel, we're going to go back into that Y, but instead of stopping here, we're going to go all the way back if we can and go around. So, and if it's a little too, if you're too tight, then you can always go as far as you can, and then you can bend your arms and just improvise a little bit. Just feel a nice stretch. Carmen's doing a great modification in the back. We're just trying to loosen and open up our shoulders here. Do a couple more here. All right, so that's enough. We're done with the dowels for now, so you can put that off to the side. And now what we're gonna do is, you've seen these a lot on Up and Moving. We're gonna do some hamstring scoops. So what we're gonna do, either stationary or walking down the line, I'm gonna plant with my heel and try to brush the ground with my fingertips. So from the side here, plant my heel, and you're gonna feel a nice stretch in your hamstring. So we're gonna go back and forth, alternate our legs here, especially if we're working on our lower body a lot today. It's gonna be a great idea to get our hamstrings and the rest of our legs warmed up here. We'll go 3 more each leg here. One. And all right, so now we're gonna do a hip flexor stretch. So we're gonna be doing some knee hugs. So standing, I'm gonna be flexing my hip, grabbing my knee, and then just pulling that towards myself. You can do these walking down the line once again, or in the same spot. Have something close by to be holding on. Carmen's gonna grab a chair to demonstrate how you can use for some stability. Great idea. Okay, we're gonna go 2 more each leg here. We're warming up our lower body. Even between steps, you can take a few, or between reps, you can take a few steps here and loosen up, shake it off. And last one here. All right, so now we're gonna go into some Frankenstein kicks. So how you do these is, I'm gonna take a step. So I'm gonna keep my hands out in front of me, shoulder height. I'm gonna take a step, and with my leg relatively straight, I'm gonna be having a kicking motion towards my hands here. So you can alternate legs here. Take a few marches in between if you like. Take a break. We're going to keep alternating our legs here. And what you may find is the more you go here in this 30 seconds or so, as we're getting more mobile, we're improving our flexibility this morning. Those kicks even get a little bit easier, and you might be coming closer to your hands than you were at the start. We're going to go 2 more each leg here. All right, so now to end this off, we're gonna get our heart rate up a little bit. So let's just start with a nice slow march, alternating our arms with our legs. And we can pick up the pace here in a little bit. All right, now if you're okay with moving or with leaving your feet a little bit, you can improve the pace a little bit. And if you're okay, if you don't feel like putting too much impact on your joints, you can follow Carmen in the back here. We're going to pick up the pace a little bit, driving those knees up, alternating our legs, our knees with our hands. And for about 30 seconds here, we're going to move at a little bit of a higher pace to finish off our warm up. Let's keep it moving here, guys. All right, about 10 more seconds. Finish strong here. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Grab a drink of water. We're all warmed up. Thank you.
Okay, so now we're going to transition into some lower body strengthening exercises. Mostly going to be done from the standing position, and we're going to work the corners of the hips. What does that mean? We're going to go in different directions. So forwards, sideways, inwards, which is a new one for most people, and then backwards. So first we'll demonstrate it with the chair. There's going to be 3 exercises that we're going to do on each leg. So the first one we're going to do here is called abduction, or we're moving away from the midline. So you could think of yourself as straight up, and what we're going to do is bring our leg out to the side here. So if you have a chair, you could use it for stability, or if you can, you could also do what Isaac's doing here, where he's standing straight up without some support, and he's lifting his leg up to the side. So that's the first one we're going to do. The second one we're going to do is hip flexion from standing. So we're going to bring our leg forward, come back down, nice and slow and controlled, forward and back down. And then the last one we're going to do is extension. So we're going to go backwards here. So you can do it from the ground, or you could do it standing. We're going to extend the hip, come back to the center, and you should feel this in your hamstrings and your glutes, keeping the leg nice and straight, or bending from the ground, such as Isaac's doing. Whatever variation works best for you. So those are the 3 exercises we're going to do in a circuit style. So just to go over it really quick here again, we're going to do abduction. So we're going to go out to the side, and then we're going to go to the front, and then the back. So 6 on each leg, and then between our circuits, we'll take a quick rest. Okay, so I'll let you get organized if you need a chair, or if you need a mat to lay on, if you want to do the version from the ground. That's totally up to you. And if you find it's easier from the chair position, then you could challenge yourself and get to the ground and try it that way too. Okay. So we'll start in about 3 seconds, 2 and 1. So we're going to the side 6 times. Nice and slow and controlled, working against gravity here. Try to keep your body nice and square. Should feel a nice burn in the side of the hip here. We got 1 more. Okay, and now we're going to switch to the opposite leg. We're going to do the same thing. And here we go. Out to the side and back. Try to keep your toes pointing forwards while you do this. 4, 5, and 6. Okay. And then we're going to go forwards here. Nice and slow and controlled. Working the hip flexors here. The front side of your hip. You can go as high or as low as you need to. Try to keep the leg nice and straight. Okay, and we'll switch to the other leg here. Going forwards. Make sure you keep breathing. 4, 5, nice and slow, and 6. Okay. And then we're going to go into hip extension. So we're going to bring the leg behind us, either standing or from the ground. So here we go. We're going to do 6 on each leg. Bring the leg back. Nice and slow and controlled. Once you get the 6 there, we're going to switch to the other leg. All right. Good work, everyone. Hopefully, we got the hang of those exercises a little bit. And I'll do some less talking and we can move through this a little bit quicker. Try to get the heart rate up a little bit, but still staying low impact. So we'll rest for about 30 seconds and then we'll do our second round. And we're going to do 3 rounds. The hips should feel like you're working them. So it should feel a little bit of a burn, especially with the side abduction away from the body. That's a muscle that a lot of people really don't use often. So hopefully that's working nice on your hips. Okay, we got about 10 more seconds and then we'll start our second round here. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Out to the side. Nice and slow back down. And 1 more. Okay. Go to the other leg. And up. And 1 more. Okay. Now we're going into hip flexion. So straight ahead. Here we go. And on the opposite leg. Okay, and then we're going into hip extension. So the legs coming behind us. Here we go, 6 on each side. Then we're going to switch to the other leg. All right, there's 2 down. We got 1 more to go. You take a quick drink. We'll try to stay moving here while we're waiting. The second circuit's going to be similar, where we have 3 exercises and we'll do them consecutively. Then that way we get more in the less time here. Okay, 10 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Last one. Up, down, nice and slow. These are great exercises you could do from your desk too, if you want to take a break during your day. Okay. Now onto the other leg here. And then we're going forwards. Really focus on trying to bring that leg down nice and slow. Working against gravity. And then the opposite leg. All right. And the last one of the circuit here, we're going into extension, so we're going backwards. All right. Good job. That circuit is complete. We'll take a 30-second break, and while you're taking your break, I will introduce the second circuit. So the first one is an exercise that we may be familiar with, is a hip thrust. So you could do this from the ground. So when we're going to go to the ground, we're going to keep our feet about shoulder width apart, back against the ground, and you're going to drive your hips towards the ceiling. So we're going to squeeze up, and then we're going to come back down nice and slow, try to just touch the ground or stop short of, and then we're going to come back up. So down, right back up. And we're focusing on pushing through our heels and keeping the core nice and tight. So this one's going to be a little bit different. We're going to do it for time, so not reps. And then the second exercise we're going to do, we're going to use a ball here. So staying on the ground, this is going to be a little bit of a leg work, but also some core. So what we're going to do is, from a seated position, you can use an object such as a ball, a pillow, a water bottle, anything that you can put on the ground is going to stay stable. And what you're going to do is you're going to lift your leg up and over, and then back to the center. Nice and slow. We're going to do it for 15 seconds on each leg. Okay. So once we get to 15 seconds, then we'll move the ball over, and then we'll start on the opposite leg. Now here's the trick. You could do this seated while you hold your weight, which would be more for your legs. But if you want to challenge yourself, what you could do is go into what's called the V-sit, where you're a little bit further back. You keep your legs off the ground, and you're going back and forth. You're going to engage your core, as well as moving those legs by using your hip flexors. So challenge yourself, whatever works for you, or you could use some stability here. And the last exercise we're going to do in this circuit is called a single leg deadlift, or Romanian deadlift. So what we're going to do is either standing with no stability, we're going to go with one leg, extend our back leg, reach down to the floor, and come back up. So you're keeping this leg nice and straight, back down, come back up if you need to. Once again, you could use some support here for some stability, and you could go down and back up. Or if you're more advanced, Isaac here has a foam pad. You could roll up a towel, make it a little bit harder on your stability under your foot. So we're going to challenge ourselves to the best of our ability here. So to run through this again, hip thrusts from the ground. We're gonna do the single leg lift over the ball. And then we're gonna do our single leg deadlift, either standing position or using a chair assisted. So each of them are gonna be 30 seconds. The only difference is with the ball, we're gonna do one leg at a time, so it'll be 15 seconds per leg. Okay? So I'll let you grab any equipment that you may need. We got a phone here for a timer. And we'll start in about 10 seconds here. Okay, we're gonna get down to the ground here for our hip thrusts. And we'll start in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Drive the hips up to the ceiling. Ten more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. And from the ground position here, we're going to use our object, whatever that is, to lift our leg over. And we'll start in 3, 2, 1. And here we go. Up and over the object, nice and slow. Okay, switch to the other leg. Five more seconds. 2, and 1. Okay. We're going back up to the standing position here. And we're going to do our deadlifts on a single leg. So I'll do it with the support here. So we're going to go down, bring that leg back, and come back up. One more. Okay, now we're going to switch to the other leg. One more. All right. Good job. Take another 30-second break here. We'll keep our legs moving. While you take a drink of water. Hopefully we became a little bit more familiar with the exercises here. They may be novel or new, or they may be something that you've been doing for a while where you could do the more advanced selection. Okay, 5 more seconds and we'll start our hip thrusts. Okay, we're gonna get down to the ground. And we'll start in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Drive the hips up. Ten more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Staying on the ground here, we're going to go into our liftovers with our legs. And 3, 2, and 1, and we'll start. Okay. And we'll switch to the opposite leg. All right. Back up again. And we're going into our deadlifts on the single leg. Here we go. Going down, keeping that back leg nice and straight as well as the front. Bending at the hips. All right, switch to the opposite leg here. All right, good job. Take a quick drink. And we'll keep our feet moving. We got one more. And then it's going to be back to Isaac for a core finisher. And that'll wrap up our workout this morning. All right. We're going to get back to the ground here for our last circuit. And we'll start our hip thrusts in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Five more seconds. 2 and 1. All right. From the ground once again, here we go. With the leg liftovers. Try to keep that leg nice and straight, up and over. Taller the object, the harder it is. Or you can imagine a big object and go up nice and high if you can. Okay, switch to the other leg. All right. Back to the standing position for our last set of single leg deadlifts here. And here we go. Dropping down and right back up. Okay, switch to the opposite leg here. We have one more. All right. Good job. You're in that water break. We'll keep our legs moving, and Isaac's got you from here on out.
All right, well, I'm gonna take us home here. I'm gonna move into the front row here, the speaking section of the room here. But great job, everyone. I was trying to do some of the tougher variations in the back there. And those are definitely a difficult way to switch it up. But let's just keep moving for a couple more seconds here. And for our core circuit to finish, we're going to do 2 core exercises. We're gonna do them for 30 seconds each. Take a quick break, and we're gonna go through that 3 times each. All right, guys. So our first exercise, I'm sure if you've been here on Up and Moving a lot, you might have seen these before. It's an oldie, but a goodie. But the first one we're gonna do is a Russian twist. So we're gonna go similarly to the position where we were doing the single leg lift over the ball. My knees are slightly flexed here. My back's off the ground. I'm gonna raise my feet up, and I'm gonna be going from side to side. Show you from a different angle here. My hands, we're going from each side. You can do this body weight with just your hands if you'd like to. You can grab any object that has a little bit of a mass to it, and adding that extra resistance, going from side to side, is going to make you want to pull and sort of fall over a little bit. So you want to keep your body centered. See, I want to be making sure that I'm facing the camera here at all times, but then my arms and my hands are moving from side to side. I want to be resisting that, keeping my core tight, looking straight away at the camera here. We're going to do that one for 30 seconds. And then our next one are just some heel touches. So laying down on the ground. I think a great spot to show it here. I'm going to lay down, my feet flat on the ground. I'm going to lift up a little bit, and I'm going to go side to side here. I'm going to be trying to touch the back of the heel on my foot. So just showing here from another way. I'm going to come this side, wave here, touch my right heel, come to the other side, left heel, right heel, left heel. So we're going to do each of those 2 exercises for 30 seconds each. Then we'll take a break. We're going to do that 3 times. That will cool us down. And then you guys are definitely set to have a great rest of your Saturday with whatever that may entail. So I'm going to start the timer here. We're going to get going in about 10 seconds. Catch your breath. Have that last sip of water if we need it. 3, 2, 1. And let's get back. Let's get down to business here. We're going to get into some Russian twists here for 30 seconds. Carmen's doing the great example in the back with the medicine ball in his hand. We're going from side to side here. I'm going to keep my body situated facing the camera here. Got about 10 seconds left. You can go nice and slow. Resist that movement. 3, 2, 1. All right, and then we're going to go straight into heel touches now. So I'm on my back, lift my head up slightly. And I'm going to be shrugging my shoulders and almost waddling like a penguin here, side to side, to touch that heel. You're going to feel a lot of burn in the sides of your core and your obliques as you're crunching side to side here. Got about 15 seconds here. We're halfway. Five more seconds. 3, 2, 1. And let's relax for just a second here. Catch your breath. Grab another sip of water. Might be a great idea to keep your legs moving slightly here. Then about 15 seconds here, we're going to get back to business and get going on our second set here. We are near the end of our workout. The end isn't near. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel. But let's get back here for our second set, everyone. I'm going to join the medicine ball gang here with Carmen. And we're going to go for 30 seconds here. So once again, feet off the ground. And we're going from side to side here, keeping our body and our head straight. We're going to go for 30 seconds here. Let's go, guys. Got about 10 more seconds here, everyone. 3, 2, 1. And time. Now let's get straight into those heel touches. We're going to go for 30 seconds. Here we go. Halfway there. Five seconds, everyone. Keep going. 3, 2, 1. And time. Great job. We're through our second set here of our final circuit. And just a reminder for everyone, while we're live right now, just remember that if for some reason you couldn't see the rest of the workout, if you have to take off right now, just remember these are they're live right now, but they're recorded and available on all of our platforms on upandmoving.org, our YouTube channel, as well as Facebook on Up and Moving. So keep that in mind. If you need to go check out our archives, we have over a couple hundred workouts available for all you guys. In about 10 seconds here, we're going to get going for our final set before we cool down for the day. All right, let's get going here for our Russian twist last set. Let's finish strong. Let's get going in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Halfway there, guys. About 10 more seconds now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Now we'll move straight in to our heel touches once again to finish off this circuit. Let's get going in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Let's finish strong. Halfway there. All right, guys, 5 more seconds. Finish strong. 3, 2, 1, and we are complete. Great job, everyone. Deserve a drink of water. I mean, you can always have a drink of water, but especially after working hard like that, tastes even better. Stop and sip, catch your breath. We're gonna cool down a little bit. So like it's been a theme for the duration of our workout here. Let's just start off with a nice slow march once again. Our goal now is we're gonna keep moving. We don't want to tense up or anything, but we want to bring our heart rate down and we're catching our breath. So let's really focus on our breathing now. In through your nose, out through your mouth, all that. Make sure we're breathing. Now grabbing onto a chair for stability, or you can without it. But we're just gonna do a nice little quad stretch here. So I'm gonna hold onto the chair and then the leg farthest away from the chair. I can hold onto the heel and pull it towards the ceiling. We're gonna feel a nice stretch in our quadricep muscle here in the front of our leg, front of our thigh. We're gonna hold that for about 15 seconds here. Then we're gonna switch our leg. Once again, really focus on our breathing now. Got about 5 more seconds here, everyone. All right, we're gonna shake that off a little bit. Switch our leg. Couple more seconds here. We're going to do that once again with each leg. We're going to go back to our right leg. 3, 2, 1. Shake it off. We're going to do it one more time. Three, 2, 1. Shake it off. And then once more on the other leg. We're going to do one more lower body stretch after this. 3, 2, 1. All right. So now we're going to do a hip stretch. You can do it in the seated position if you like. I'm going to sit down on the chair And I'm gonna ground my right leg. I'm gonna put my heel or the side of my foot on top of my leg, on my knee. And on my leg here, I'm gonna push down. And you're gonna feel a nice stretch on the outside of your hip here, okay? Carmen's doing a great variation on the ground. You can also have it across your leg and hug your knee. There's another way, but it's a great variation, great stretch on the outside of our hip here, especially after working them so hard here. Hold that for a couple more seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, shake it off. Then we'll switch up. From a side view here. So I got my heel outside my foot on my knee, and I'm just pushing down, trying to bring that parallel with the chair. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Well, everyone, that is all that we have for you today. I hope that you enjoyed the workout. Once again, make sure that you follow us on all of our platforms. These workouts are archived on upandmoving.org, our YouTube channel, Up and Moving, as well as our Facebook page. I hope that we see you next Thursday at 9:30 for our agility and balance and aerobic workout. And make sure you follow along, and we'll see you again. And thank you so much for joining.